And ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Keith, and this is the Startup Sales Mastery podcast here delivered via Co-Founder Club. And of course, we are the community for entrepreneurs to come together to take over the world. Please forgive the bit of sweating. It's not Corona today. It's just incredibly hot where I am. We're into the mid 30s today, and I'm like an idiot wearing jeans. Wonderful. Okay, getting on with the podcast. If you've had a little look up, you've seen that today we're talking about testing, which is basically survey campaigns where I come from. I'll stop shaking the camera now. Yesterday, if you want to see yesterday's podcast, you'll see that I spoke about the market and why we want to test the market, the benefits, the reasons, and effectively saying that if you're not going to test the actual market and find out the information from the market, what you're actually doing is using your own opinion, which doesn't really mean a goddamn thing. What you need to do is actually find out, is this solving someone's problem, and are you solving a problem that somebody is prepared to pay for? Okay, that one sentence is what this entire week is about, market week. More importantly, this session today is the most important part of that. This is what it all comes down to. If you want to build a successful company versus one that doesn't work, if you want to get funding, if you want to get co-founders, for your team, if anything that you want in terms of business building and growth, this is the most important part. What you're actually going to do now is actually go out and run the campaign to try and find out who is prepared to, give me money for my solution and who isn't, and what are they prepared to give me money for in the event that we actually have to pivot and modify our products, which if you've looked at any big startups, Airbnb, I think they kicked off as couch surfing type of thing, and now look at them. So you modify depending on what people's needs are. Let's talk cheap, simple. I'm going to be speaking to the early stage entrepreneurs. I think it's important that the larger entrepreneurs that have, even SaaS applications with a few hundred people, don't discount an exercise like this. If you're thinking to yourself, maybe this market would be good as well, maybe that, run a survey campaign and verify it, but especially for the early stage guys. So cheap, simple, and effective and fast. These are the things that we want to do. The lean startup, which of course is the most famous example. If you actually read the book, you can find it online, but I'll summarize the big example that he gives. He gives an example of someone who was considering writing a fishing book, and he didn't really want to invest an entire month on, writing the book unless he knew that somebody was actually prepared to pay for it. So what he did was he put up a lovely website and started advertising fishing book for sale. Who wants it? I forget the price and the details, but let's, $9.99, whatever it was. And lo and behold, after a week or two, I think it was like 10, 12, 14 people actually went to purchase the book. So he knew he had a market test done. If there was one person, nothing. But, he had a few people coming in. So then what he did is he contacted all those people and say, look, I can send out the book now if you really want, but if you give me one more month, I'm actually finishing off Fishing 2.0, the upgrade, the new book. So if you wait a month, I'll just send you off the new book. I was going to charge more for it, but I'll give it to you for the same price, blah, 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 blah. Lo and behold, how many of them do you think said no? Not a goddamn one. He bluffed them, and there we go. He sold his book before it was actually done. Can the same be done with SaaS? Okay, SaaS typically people say is the hardest example. Hell yeah, it can be done with SaaS. Why couldn't it be done with SaaS? It can be done with any product. What you actually want to do in a survey campaign, a lot of people will tell you to, hand out, would you buy this or would you do that if it was available? This is one type of survey campaign. Now, the marketing guys will teach you about those kinds of campaigns. Just sending out random surveys. Do you have a problem with this? Do you have general information gathering? You're talking to a sales guy. My name is Keith. I run Startup Sales Mastery, not Startup Marketing Mastery. There's a big, big difference. When I talk about a sales campaign, a survey campaign, what we're actually trying to do is let's sell our product. I want to make that very, very clear. Okay, so you're speaking to me. My version of a survey campaign is let's go sell our product. Okay, so phone. I mean, straight off, the number one way is going to be phone. Go make a list. When I run workshops all the time for early stage entrepreneurs. And one of the questions I put in is, can you make a list of 100 prospects, 100 people that you actually want to sell your product to? Can you actually make that list? Obviously, if you answer no to that question, I pick up the phone and I say, hey, what's going on? Because I'm not letting you into my workshop unless I get a yes to that answer. Can you make a list? Wonderful. Now call them. You're afraid to cold call. If you're afraid to cold call, it means one of two things. It either means you don't really believe in what you're doing, or it could mean the other thing, that it's just not your area of expertise. If it's not your area of expertise, no problem. Go find a guy like me, or, Co-Founder Club. You're going to find plenty of people, Fiverr, whatever. You'll find a load of people. Hire one. Doesn't matter. Make the phone calls. The reason why you actually want to make the phone calls, and I'd highly recommend that you do it as the entrepreneur, if not, get somebody else to make an appointment for you to speak to them, because of the information gathering process. What you're actually doing here is not just saying, would you buy my product? You're actually saying, tell me more about your needs and challenges. You're getting exactly what they want to pay, what they need, what they'll pay for, and what they won't. Okay. I'm not going to give examples. You should know your own products. If you've done the exercise on market properly, you should know your competitors. You should know what you bring to the market, what's different than others. I'm not going through that. If you want to go to the previous podcast. I go through it all in detail. This is the campaign end of things. So calling them one by one by one. And at the end of that call, you're not going to turn around and say, if I built this, would you pay for it? You're going to turn right around to them and say one of two or three things. But as an example, you're going to say, can I sign you up for my product? Give me the money. Do you have a credit card? I want to get you up and running. Or you can turn around and sort of add to that. I want to get you up and running on the campaign. We're onboarding everybody slowly because we're giving everyone a careful onboarding process. I can probably fit you in a month or two. Would that be okay? Either scenario, you're making the sale. You can turn around to them and say, we're doing beta phase testing right now. It's going to be done in a few months. Once it's finished, would you like me to schedule you an onboarding for June, whatever? You're actually going to close the sale, okay? Anybody, you're not getting, I think about it. You're not getting, if it's built, maybe. You're actually closing the deal. You want a signed piece of paper saying we are doing business. And worst case scenario, if this is a hypothetical, as in you're thinking about building even a SaaS model, get the damn thing signed and then turn around the customer a day or two later. Oh, we had problems with our beta. It may be a few more months. It doesn't matter. The exercise here is, are people actually prepared to pay for what you've got? The second they sign that piece of paper, that quote, give you the credit cards, the answer is yes. So now you can get your 10 pieces of paper for your hypothetical imaginary SaaS product, go to an investor and say, hello, Mr. Investor, we want 10 million for this big, huge R&D. We did a little exercise, and as you can see, 10 people handed credit cards ready to pay for what we've got. So we know the customer market is there, but we can't spend 5 years building it. We got to build it right now. That will actually get you investment. Those 10 pieces of paper will do the job. That's what this is all about. Calling is the number one way to do it, but I'm going to give options. So let's go through them. Facebook. If your product is, you want to build an automated style of product, Facebook, LinkedIn, social media, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, doesn't matter. Build the online landing pages, build the online advertisements, and put people through the flow and actually have them click on that buy button. You could do it. The marketing guys would say do a survey and have people say yes, no. I don't do that shit because I want to know, are they actually going to pay the money? And if necessary, give them a refund straight after if you can't make good on it. The exercise here is to verify, are they going to pay for your product? I speak to a lot of people who say, yes, 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 I'm in. And then I say, okay, wonderful, give me your credit card. And they're like, whoa, well, I got to think about it. It's like, hang on, so you're not in. and I'll go around talking to them. And me as a salesperson, I have the experience to know that the deal is not done until the money has changed hands. And in a lot of situations, the deal is not done until the onboarding or the fulfillment has taken place and confirmed, like way after the money has been done, because they can just cancel, and then I don't get paid. So never think the deal is done or you have the greatest product in the world because you're in a particular industry and loads of people said, yeah, sure, I'd pay for that if you go and build it. Get the piece of paper signed, get the document signed, get an advance, turn around to them and say, look, I'm going to be selling this at $5,000 per month. It's a very high ticket thing. I tell you what, I like you. I'm looking for pre-sales, same as they do in houses and apartments, by the way. So if you buy it early before it's, ready to go, I'll give you an 80% discount, or, give them something special. But you just want to get those pieces of paper signed. Social media campaigns. You can do all of this in a social media campaign. Standard marketing campaign, but it has to go through the whole flow into landing or into whatever. The two call to actions that you're going to have from that is either buy now or is make an appointment. I have many make an appointment clients, and the goal for the whole marketing side of things, the whole thing is put them into that make an appointment. It gets cross-referenced with my calendar. Anyway, I speak to them is the point. When I speak to them, if this is a survey campaign and I don't know what the score is, will you buy this product? Oh, no, that wouldn't be right. Okay, what are your needs? What would you pay for? Where is your problems? And then I can go back to some of my clients when I do this and I can say, okay, you're building a product to do this. What you actually want to do is build a product to do that. If you build a product to do that, I have 4 customers ready to go for you. You can listen to me, you can tell me to piss off, you can do what you want, but this is how survey campaigns work. Let's go through some more. What about events? Now, I'm filming this at the whole Corona episode center thing, but let's just forget about that because this can't last forever. Where are your customers? Now, if you go into the Startup Sales Mastery section, the members area, one thing that we talk about is journey. And now that I think about it, it's actually in the free version as well. If you click any of the links above, below, wherever they are, startupsalesmastery.com, just put your email in, it'll bring you straight to a members area sample page. The main video, like the most important video, is customer, who is my customer. And at the end of that section, towards the end, we speak about the customer journey. Where are those customers? Okay, now that I've given that. So where do these guys hang out? Do they hang out at sports clubs? Do they hang out at meetups? Do they hang out at monthly events? Do they go to conferences? Do they go to schools? Do they go to musical theaters, concerts, the beach? Doesn't matter. Wherever they go, you need to be there with your little pen and paper and form, or your iPad with your survey campaign ready. Now, this time you're going to do it marketing style. You can do it sales style, but again, you're going to get the information, and your goal is now to schedule an appointment. So when they finish up, it's difficult to do sales calls when you're out and about in the open, especially for high ticket stuff. So you can simply turn around if it seems like a good fit. Can we speak on well, I have a time here on Tuesday. Would Tuesday work for you at 2 p.m.? Yes, no, blah, blah. Okay, I have a few appointments. If anything, whatever. The point is you make that appointment. If this is the kind of thing that you think you can sell there and then, because it's, I don't know, vital, by all means, vital. But again, I'm discussing survey campaigns, not sales campaigns. So if you actually have the product to give them, this shouldn't be a survey campaign. This should be a direct sales campaign. This video is about a survey campaign, as in we're doing a campaign to test the market before we complete our product, before we actually get things ready to roll. You can do a survey campaign for your first few clients if you're tweaking and blah, 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 but it's really designed for actually figuring out who wants what product, which is why I'm giving these specific examples. So yeah, turn up to a concert, a convention, stand outside the gates. They can ask you to leave, but hey, if you're in a public area, all they can do is ask you to leave. I've once stood out, I think it was 15 years ago, I was doing broadband. If anyone knows, I sold clear wire broadband back in the day in sunny Ireland when I was in my very, very early career. And I went to a new sort of country town, and the houses, because we were just doing household campaigns back then. So instead of going from 1 to 1, which was really taking a long time, I stood in the middle of traffic, literally in the middle of traffic, handing out flyers, speaking to people, making appointments, people shouting out their car windows, come over to me at 6 o'clock, come out, because it was one of those small communities where everyone knew everyone, not like a city environment. Two things happened. One, I ended up getting arrested. I actually got arrested because I wasn't wearing the you're supposed to wear a high vis suit or something when you do that and have a permit. They only gave me a telling off. It was like nothing. They, half an hour, whatever. But I got 6 appointments, 5 of which closed. And I remember because those appointments connected me with everybody in the area. So for the next 2 months, I actually moved out to that village and I killed it. Absolutely killed it. And this is from zero. So you have this amazing product that is perfect for dentists, and all of a sudden you see that there's a dental community, a dental conference coming up, and you can't get access, you can't get a ticket because you're not a registered dentist. This does not mean that you give up. This does not mean that you say, oh, there's nothing I can do. No, you go there, you stand outside. If you can get a permit and do things right, great. If not, who cares? You stand out there and you speak to every single dentist. You get yourself a big branded jacket and a big sign and anything to get their attention. And your goal is to make sure that every dentist that walks up and down knows what's going on. I've done this quite a few times. The diamond industry, a previous client of mine, and literally we were talking about standing right outside the Borsa, the Diamond District, and just kicking it out there for a few days. The reason why we didn't is because we had quite a lot of clients in there, and we thought if we do that, it makes us the wrong impression. But I'm just trying to give more examples that this is what salespeople do. Richard Branson, one of the top entrepreneurs out there, what did he do back, was it the 80s? Might have been 80s, might have been 90s. Anyway, he drove a tank into Trafalgar Square, one of the main squares in London, to get people's attention. What can you do to get people's attention? I'll tell you right now, sitting in an office talking to your friends or a few contacts, that's not going to get you attention. That's not going to do a damn thing. Survey campaign, sales campaign. What's the difference? A sales campaign is where you're selling your product. Survey campaign is where you're testing the viability of your product and you're looking to validate the product. Marketing people, they want you to validate the product and all this. Salespeople like me, we want you to validate the sale direct. Sell the damn thing, whether it's ready or not. Houses, I gave that example at the beginning. People go to build developers, they get the architects, they get the plans, they get ready to build the building, and then they go to pre-sell. If they don't pre-sell 50%, they don't build the building because they don't have the money. Okay, that's part of the reason, but the main reason, they're making sure that there's actually a market. If nobody wants it, they'll get a new architect, they'll do whatever. Maybe they've done something wrong, maybe the location's gone to shit, I don't know. All industries should be doing this. It doesn't matter what industry you are. Put something in the comments, ask me. Go into startupsalesmastery.com, see that first video. If you are an early stage entrepreneur and you're kicking off your sales campaigns, I don't care, unless you've got like 5 or 10 clients and more clients coming on and everything's working and you're getting positive feedback, then you don't know exactly, you may think you do, but you don't know exactly what your customer wants. We want to test the market. We do that through a survey campaign. And the idea is really, really simple. Get in front of your customer and sell it as if it was ready. After they buy it, then worry about the fulfillment. I know that sounds bad, but you have got to be sure that people are actually going to pay for your product. Otherwise, you're just spending lots and 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 lots of time developing the thing. If you go into the Startup Sales Mastery, you'll see that it's half done. Why does nobody complain, and why has nobody canceled, and why is that not a problem? Because I just keep building it as people ask me for what they want. So instead of having to go through hundreds and hundreds of videos, the second you need to know about a CRM or a tool, either I know how to do it or one of my guys knows how to do it, and we make a video the same damn day. There's your answer. I had a buddy of mine last night asking me about audio equipment. I have this. I think he was asking about the Blue Snowball. Here's my Blue Snowball, Melvin. And yes, Blue Snowball, not so great. Go for the Blue Yeti. I think it's Blue make it. So yeah, it would be YETI if you want to do this kind of stuff. That's why I use my headset, because this is just much better audio than the Snowball. So again, even in my example, I'm still testing the market. Now, bearing in mind, when you come to do sales campaigns with me, lead generation campaigns with me, I will either I will walk you through this process. I will do this process for you, because before I actually push hard with big money, big effort, big time, I want to be damn sure that when we reach the perfect customer, we can bring them down your funnel and close them. And we're coming up to time. My name is Keith. This is the Startup Sales Mastery Podcast. I help entrepreneurs get customers by showing you how the best in the world do things. Click on the links above below and let me know what you need. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.